Alright, 2021 has come and gone, and similarly to the previous year, it has left a bad taste in our mouth in the gaming industry and a sore feeling in our noses for all those people that are continually subjected to COVID testing. Everything being pushed back or taking longer than expected has not made the greatest year in the AAA gaming market, so much so that a pseudo indie game, It Takes Two, snatched up Game of the Year for 2021, which it earned rightfully so. I can't help but hope that this shows the big name developers that it's not always about the big name franchises or actors or fucking NFTs to bring people into your games. Sometimes it's just the care for the story and a fun and interesting gameplay loop. As gamers, that's all we really look for in most games. With the slowdown in the AAA market, indie games are at an all-time high, and more quality games seem to be dropping out of the indie game market than ever before, and I couldn't be happier about it. I would like to take some time and talk about some indie greats that you might have missed, or were just simply waiting for someone to talk about to give you the push to try the game for yourself. While this list won't encompass every single game, there are some games that really stuck out to me, and with a second lockdown looming, you might have some time to catch up with them. Even though the release of this game feels like forever ago, it was actually in early 2021. With the rise in auto battlers like teamfight tactics and auto chess, Loophero decides to take that genre and add a twist. Developed by pioneer in the indie game market, Devolver Digital, you start off on a seemingly endless loop, controlling your hero, but you don't actually control him. He fights on his own, while you equip him with weapons and armor that he earns from fighting monsters on his path. You also control the difficulty by placing tiles on the board in the form of cards. The stronger the cards, the stronger the monsters you face in the loop, the better the loot you receive. It's a very high-risk, high-reward scenario, because if you die, you lose most of your loot. You can also use said loot to upgrade your base of operations, which gives you more character archetypes to play, or stronger bonuses to help you defeat the lich that has created this hellish landscape that you now call home. Once you complete enough laps, the lich will appear, and the fight is quite difficult, so hopefully you've got some good equipment on your travels. It has a strangely addicting gameplay, for a lack of a better word, loop, and it gives me one more level syndrome very badly, and I want other people to share in the weirdness that is Loophero. I was watching this game for a while, and as the art style is so cool and unique, I was instantly drawn in. I gotta say, this game is so relaxing, it's almost therapeutic. You play as Sable, a girl who is about to make her pilgrimage to become whatever she wants to be. The main plot is literally just do whatever you want, and somehow that's satisfying. You travel these beautifully colored landscapes of deserts and mountains to complete quests for people and earn new masks to determine your path. The masks represent your job in life, and by the end of the game, you have a plethora of choices of who you want to be, and none of them are the wrong answer. There is no combat, there's no health bar, there's no death, just exploration, and plenty of it. The music is just as appealing to the ears as the landscape is to the eyes. The band Japanese Breakfast took lessons from Phil Collins on how to do a soundtrack, and it shows. A mixture of lo-fi beats and her soothing voice will lull you into a world of wonder and whimsy. The characters are quirky and funny to talk to, and there seems to be an endless number of things for you to climb and explore. Not in a long time have I played a game that made me feel so relaxed yet engaged. I was fully engulfed in this game from finish to end, and I feel like most people would too. I know that some people might be turned off by the lack of a challenge, but I assure you this is not a detriment in this game's case. I haven't been so excited to just explore in a long time. If you have Game Pass, this is definitely worth picking up, and I highly recommend you go check it out. I was around when Link's Awakening came out, and I even had the game to play it. Sadly, I wasn't able to fully grasp the concept of the game as I was around 4 years old. Thankfully, this time around, when a game invokes the similar feel of the 2D Zelda games, I am here for it. With the large sprawling maps and interesting puzzles akin to Link's Awakening, but with a tough and unforgiving combat similar to a Souls-like genre, Death's Door has you play as a little crow that is tasked with reaping the souls of the dead and bringing them back to the Vault of Souls. While on your mission, you lose the soul you're after, and it sets you on a long journey to reclaim what is rightfully yours. There is no tutorial, and as the game makes you learn organically and gives you time to fully grasp the concepts before adding more. There are plenty of secrets to be found and cool bits of lore spread throughout the game. The characters are all strange, but in their unique ways, charming and funny. The gameplay is tough but fair. Every time you get killed, you get a little angry, but you also get more motivated to best that boss or complete that area you are in, because spite is the best motivator. Fuck you and that stupid pot on your head, you old bitch. Sorry. Anyway, not only is this game great, but the music in the game is great as well. It has the perfect ensemble of epic, dark, lighthearted, and relaxing music to go with everything else in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if you made one of the songs your ringtone. People still call people on the phone, right? As the hype for the new Pokemon Snap died down, I found myself striving for another cool photo game, and I found Toem, a delightfully cute puzzle photo game that seems to jump straight into your heart and give you a big hug. You start out at home trying to get enough stars on your bus pass to make it to your destination, the naturally occurring phenomenon known as Toem. You must complete quests given to you by the odd inhabitants of this cute world in order to earn enough stars to get there. The puzzles are not all as easily solved as one might think. I spent plenty of time in this game, and I still have yet to figure out a couple of them. The game consists of these small 3D squares of black and white that you have to maneuver through in order to solve these increasingly difficult puzzles to make it to Toem. The game is just so heartwarming and fun that it's very difficult to find things to dislike about it. You can keep favorite photos in an album, and once you finish a quest for an NPC, when you take their picture, you get a seemingly holographic version of the picture, and I just want to show them off to the world, and yet no one even knows what this game is. So go play it, and then talk to me and show off those awesome photos. I want to see them. Inscription, another genre-bending game from Devolver Digital as usual. Now, I was sad this game wasn't on any of the Game Awards lists, as this game was a wild ride. To call this game a deck builder roguelike would be a disservice to the genre-bending mindfuck that is this game. I don't really want to explain too much, as it would ruin the whole idea of the game, but let's just say this game has a mind of its own. It pulls you in, and it's quick. You start off in a creepy cabin with a strange tree-like man with swirling eyes essentially torturing you, and it just gets weirder and weirder from there. The mechanics are fun, and if you are a fan of deck builders, then you will absolutely adore this game. And even if you aren't a fan of that style of game, I highly recommend you check it out. It is extremely alluring right from the start, and it never stops being as such. The downside to these kinds of games is that the main part of the allure is something that must stay hidden, or else the game kind of loses its pull. You just have to experience it for yourself and draw your own conclusions. Even if you go throughout the game and you might not like the mechanics, I can almost guarantee you will not be bored, and that's all I can really say about it. Just go play it. It's good. And these are some honorable mentions. Fights in tight spaces. With John Wick and other similarly gritty action movies on the rise, it's not surprising that games are trying to emulate the similar combat in those movies. Fights in Tight Spaces is a roguelike deck builder where you play as an agent working your way through waves of increasingly difficult goons, thugs, and at some point, ninjas? Because why not? It's a fun little game to play to just unwind and watch funny ragdoll physics as you slam people's heads into furniture and whatnot. Unpacking. The name describes it all. You're literally just unpacking someone else's stuff as they make their way through life, from their first separate bedroom in their parents' home to their final dream house. The game tells a story without having to tell you anything, as you just pick up on new feelings and hobbies just by looking at all the things you're putting away. It's also extremely satisfying to have put everything away in nice, neat and tidy areas where everything is where it's supposed to be. It's not a very long game, but it's a quaint little story with a simple yet satisfying gameplay mechanic. That is all the games I got this year, and these are all games that I personally played and I really enjoyed, and I am sure I missed a few myself, but I know 2021 was a hectic year for me, and I'm sure it was for you too. So now that we're finally in a new year, why not take some time and reward yourself for making it through the year by sitting down and playing some good old-fashioned video games? If I missed something that you really liked, let me know in the comments. If you played some of these games, let me know what you thought. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe because your boy can't work in retail forever. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.